Hello and welcome to Dave's Model Workshop. Today I'm going to show you the best, easiest way ever to do black leather boots, the colour for black leather boots. Back in the old days I used to just use plain black, flat black, and that was fine. But it doesn't give you that realistic a colour for boots. It needs to have a little bit of a real leather texture, a real leather warmth to it. So this is the easy solution. I've got here a guy that I need to paint his boots. I'm going to paint him black. This is the crewman from my seahorse scratch build. He's looking suitably nautical and jaunty. And yeah, what I'm going to do, instead of just plain old flat black, is add about 30% light rust. So these are AK Interactive. I find this percentage and this ratio just works for me. But, you know, it doesn't have to be acrylic, it doesn't have to be AK Interactive. You just need to add something like this colour to give a little bit of warmth to the leather. So, I've shaken them up, shaken them up, I've shook them up a little bit previously beforehand. I don't need that much because he's only got two small boots. So like I said, about 30%. And then I am just going to mix them together, and it just gives you this lovely, warmer, brownier black. You can already see there. I hope you can see there. I'll try zooming in. Might work, might be able to catch it, might not. So you can see here this kind of warmer, grey, so there's your plain black, there's your light rust colour, and yeah, it gives it something. I don't know what, but it gives it something. Alright, I'm going to try and do this zoomed up really close, but I obviously can't watch it through the camera, so if it goes out of focus or anything like that, apologies. This guy's been previously primed with just a plain old grey. As you can see from his shiny pants, he needs a final dull coat, a final matte coat to tone down that shininess. And look, there's pretty much the first boot. So it's so much better than plain black. So think about think about your school shoes when you went to school, and how, after the first wear, they weren't plain black anymore. What I love about this as well is that it's sort of, if you put it on thin enough and over a grey primer like this, then it kind of pulls into crevices, or it just does sort of a dark wash, so that I don't have to go through and put a thin black wash on between the soles of his shoes. You see that sort of dark line just there where the paintbrush tip is? You don't have to put a dark wash there. I mean, you can if you want. There's nothing stopping you. If you're not happy with the final result, go for it. It'll bring out more detail. But generally I find one coat is kind of enough, and I love that. Anything that saves me time and saves on expense, I'm a happy camper. I'm also just basically a lazy modeler, so if I can do it in one hit, I'm happy. Shh, don't tell anyone I said that. So this is a little tricky purely because I've got a camera in the way. Normally it wouldn't take quite such a long time to paint two boots. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. So as you can see, you just get this really nice, slightly worn, slightly scuffed, realistic black leather. And it works on leather coats, leather belts, all those black leathers that you want. Brown leather, totally different story, and I'll do a tutorial about that someday soon. But for black leather, you just can't beat this. It's a winner. So I mean, if you happen to have your AK Interactive stuff sitting around, and you've got those, bang, go for it. You're in business. If you don't, just get something similar. And just add that little bit of warmth, and you look at the colours and you think, how is that I'll knock over my model. How is that going to add to a realistic black leather? But it just does. So I will take a photo once those have dried, but they tend to dry a little bit semi-gloss anyway, and that's not a bad thing for me. And you can scuff it up more, you know, you can do a bit of dry brushing with some sort of lighter shades if you wanted to get a bit of scuffing on the toes. You could, like I said earlier, you could definitely put a black wash over it if you're not happy, if you want a bit more detail. But to my money, you can already see, like here in those sort of wrinkles on the tops of the sole, on the tops of the soles, on the tops of the boots, and along the edge of the sole there, it's already got a darker, blacker section. So I am pretty happy. And it's just that easy. Every single time it works. What's that line from Anchorman? 60% of the time it works every time. Well, this one, 100% of the time it works every time. It's easy, it's fast, and that's what I love. I hope this has been helpful, guys. And yeah, I'll see you next time on Dave's Model Workshop. If you've got any questions, chime in below. Consider supporting me on Patreon. I'd love to have you along for the ride. I'll put a link on here. And yeah, you get 10% off at a range of hobby retailers, so it's worth it to you, and it helps me to produce videos like this one with astounding camera values. Whoa! Okay, guys, there's my boots. See you next time. Bye. Get it in focus. Bye. Just before I finish, I wanted to show you guys an example of what it looks like when it is all done. So the basic technique I gave you, it's fine by itself. So here's the guy I did, and let's get some focus. Maybe perfectly acceptable. You know, still needs a bit of a matte coat, but perfectly acceptable. It's great, works for me. But tweak it from there. You know, put a bit of dry brushing of some sort of browner colours on for where leather has worn through, like on the ankles of this guy. And you know, a bit of dirt here and there, a bit of dry brushing of dirt, and you've got a beautiful, beautiful effect of black leather shoes. I'll try and show you one of the other figures here. So again, same technique. Look at the dust, oh my goodness. But yeah, same technique, and it just works a treat. So really, I think I even used it for the tanker's helmet here. Oh boy, wobbly. Yes, I think I used it for the tanker's helmet, but definitely for these boots. And you can just see the effect, you know, it's brilliant. So, I recommend, give it a go. Alright, see ya, bye.